Hi guys, welcome to my video. This time, I will tell one short story, Your Blood on My Hand by Alfu Ronja. Credit goes to author. So, if you guys want to read it, please click link in description box. So, enjoy! The air in the car felt tense, annoyingly suffocating, the distant glow of the sunset flickering in the rear window. I glanced at Atsumo, who was stubbornly staring out of the window. He's got his back turned to me, and plugged in his headphone the moment he stepped foot into the car. I can sense his irritation without him voicing it, and I'm really not in the mood for his bullshit. What the hell was that earlier? You were off, way off! Atsumu hissed at me out of nowhere. I clenched my jaw. I had an off day, Sumo! It happened! Today was raw, and the last thing I dreamed is Atsumu breathing down my neck about it. Off day? We got up the spring tournament around the corner, and you're having an off day? He shook his head clearly annoyed. Leave it alone! I murmured. He narrowed his eyes, not letting up. Someone's gotta tell you when you're slacking. Part of being in a team. My grip tightening on the steering wheel. That doesn't mean you get to be a fucking asshole. I'm sick of you treating everyone like they're beneath you just because they don't match up to your standard. He ripped his AirPod out of his ear, shooting me a venomous look. Oh, so now I'm the problem? It's my fault? I sing harshly and cut him up. That's not at all what I say. Atsumo's eyes flashed with anger and he snapped. This ain't just about today. You've been out for a week now. You're not focused. We cannot afford to have you taking us down. Chuckling, I ran a hand to my hair. You think this is funny now? He snarled. To be honest, it kinda is. This is the reason nobody can stand his dog down attitude. You know, if that's how you feel, maybe you should bring it up to the coach and swap me out with Kita-san. Bench me if I'm such a drag of the team. The mere suggestion sent to rip the ground apart beneath my brother. I can see his eyes widen, the muscle in his jaw clenching, his nostril flaring threateningly. If he went driving, there'd be a punch coming my way. Perhaps not even that stop him. Volleyball is everything and you really just give up? You gotta be fucking kidding me! It's not about giving up, it's about recognizing where I am at, and I'm not at my best. Maybe someone else should have taken my place. Someone who can give the team what it needs or I guess what you need. His gaze hardened and he decided to hit where it hurt. If those extra cooking class you've been taking, I bet if you just stop wasting your time on that useless crap. I know this was coming. I knew it. And it made me so fucking angry. I could kick him out of the car. Knock it off! Don't be cooking into this! It's got fucking nothing to do with volleyball! At least it's being joy to people, unlike your fucking attitude. Maybe you should try that sometime. He's taken back by my harsh response, and for a moment he declared. I refused to spare him another glance, my hand gripping the steering wheel tighter. The car is filled with a hippie silence, but I would be able to break it. Not this time. Look, Samu, I didn't mean. Without warning, there's a deafening crunch as something crashed into us from behind. My hand shot out instinctively toward Atsumu, keeping him from slamming headfirst into the glove compartment. The car came to a shuddering stop, and I snapped toward my twin. Atsumu met my eyes, visibly frightened. You okay? We both blurted out at the same time, before either of us could reply. Blinding light obscured my vision. The scratch of a motor ring in my ear, and then our car is hit again. We roll back, lost traction, and skid up the side of the road. The car flipped once, maybe twice, and my vision faded away. I woke with a start, blood trickling down my face and into my eyes. Groaning, I began to sip, only to immediately hiss in pain. Fuck! Fuck! I whispered, my breath coming out in the sharp grabs. My ribs edged at nausea. No, scratch that. My entire body hurt, searing pain radiating from my left arm up to my forehead, which I must smash against the window. The airbag is blown, trace of blood visible on it, so it at least cautioned my brain some. My seatbelt is pressing into my head, painfully so, and I realized that our car is out back and I'm hanging in mid-air. Atsumu, fuck, are you? The word gets stuck in my throat. Atsumu, disturbingly still, hanging limply in his seat, his side of the window completely shattered. Blood trickled down his face, painting a stark contrast against his pale skin, and dripped into his pants, staining the fabric in a deep, ominous red. My heart stuttered. Atsumu! For a moment, there's nothing but the eerie silence, punctuated by the sound of my own breathing. Then panic set in. I frantically tumbled with the seatbelt, my hands shaking uncontrollably. No! 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 Glass shattered, littered the car, cutting into my flesh and embedding the shape in my skin as I scrambled to reach him. The pain is distant, a dull edge compared to the fear gripping my heart. I press my finger against Atsumo's pulse point, searching for anything that let me know he's still alive, that he's still with me. For a few heart-stopping seconds, there's nothing. But then, finally, it's there. A weak thumb against my fingertip, and I let out a strangled sob. Come on, Sumo! I whisper, managing to unlock his seatbelt. He keeled over. A dead weight, sagging unnaturally against my chest like a door. Carefully, I lower him onto the ground, my shoulders screaming in pain. His head low, and I'm gentle, so gentle, positioning him so he don't hurt more than he already does. Blood met his hair, and I'm scared to touch him. Scared I will make it worse. Sumo, you're scaring me, I whisper, something warm trickling down my cheek. I pat his cheek and joke his shoulder lightly. Nothing! Sumo, fuck, don't do this to me! I'm cut, bruised, and bleeding, and I cannot fucking breathe. It's going to be okay. I'm alive. Atsumo is alive. We are both still breathing. I just need to get help. More blood. Too much of it. It's pulling around his head and skinning through my finger and staining the car seat. Head wound, blood profusely. I know this, but the knowledge does absolutely nothing to stem the tide of fear crashing down on me. I scrambled to find something, anything, to staunch the flow. My gaze leapt to his leg, to the glinting sharp object locked into his thick. The crimson stayed around it that grew with every minute and berries in my throat. My hands shook as I grabbed a handful of tissue from the glove compartment, pressing them against the gaping wound. The tissue soaked off almost immediately. My hands slick with my brother's blood.